welcome to I Love the Library. My name is Eliza and I am the Youth Services Librarian at the Detroit Lakes Public Library. We all know stories that start with once upon a time and end with they lived happily ever after. Tales of slumbering princesses, royal balls, cursed castles, and of course, true love. Today I have 6 such fairy tale retellings that I'm going to share with you today. Hopefully with some twists, turns, and a little bit of magic, they will find their way onto your to-be-read lists. Beauty and the Beast. A tale as old as time, Beauty and the Beast is considered to be a fairy tale classic. A young girl has to travel to a castle to save her father from a horrid beast. She then, with some compassion and communication, falls in love with the beast. They kiss, he turns into a handsome prince, they get married, and they live happily ever after. Well, before that true love's kiss, before Belle made her way to the castle, there was a boy. In The Beast Within by Serena Valentino, we hear the untold story and the inner thoughts of the beast. This origin tale gives us a colorful and detailed account of how the beast and his servants have become isolated, depressed, and are slowly turning into dishware and furniture. Readers are also given a window into the mind of the beast and how he howls his unfortunateness of being ugly and unloved. The twists and turns and secrets that are held within the beast's memoir, it will make you wonder, what does it mean to be the villain of your own story? Valentino's series, the Villain series, covers a wide variety of very beloved Disney villains, including Maleficent, Ursula, the Evil Queen, and her newest book, which will tell the tale of Cruella de Vil, which will be published later this year. Rapunzel. When she is just a child, the witch locked her away in a tower that had neither doors nor stairs. The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer is a science fiction dystopian fairy tale series that entwines the stories of Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Rapunzel, and Snow White. Set in a futuristic world, there are spaceships, cyborgs, and a lot of unrest as the citizens of the Republic of Luna have tried to assert control over the people on Earth. After generations of living up in space, the lunar citizens have developed the ability to control bioelectricity. Bioelectricity allows them to implant thoughts into earthen people's minds. This allows them to glamour themselves to look like somebody else or to make them do things that they might not necessarily want to do. This ability can obviously be very dangerous. So a ragtag team must come together to save the Earth as well as everyone that they love from the evil moon people. The Lunar Chronicles is made up of 4 books. In Cress, book number 3, we meet a girl who has been locked away in a satellite high above the Earth. Crescent Moon, our titular character, spends her days watching earthen dramas as well as news feeds that cover the criminal Carswell Thorne. Cress does not have this special gene that allows her to control other people's thoughts, and she is dubbed a shell. She is thus imprisoned up in her space tower, and she is tasked with finding our beloved ragtag group of heroes, including her beloved criminal crush, Carswell Thorne. Now, instead, Cress uses her mega hacking skills to not hinder, but to help the group instead. So, how will Cress escape her satellite prison and meet her companions down on Earth? Will she be able to hide from the horrible hands of the Lunar Empire? Or is she going to stay trapped up there forever? Will Thorne ever look at her like she's a girl? Like a real girl? So you'll have to pick up your copy of Cress by Marissa Meyer. I just love this cover. It's just so pretty. They got new covers. Next up, we have Cinderella. And in this case, it's called Geekerella. Geekerella by Ashley Poston is a fun, non-magical modern spin on the very well-known fairy tale of Cinderella. We have the orphan girl with her awful stepfamily who dresses up, goes to the ball, and falls in love with her charming prince. So in this story, we have it told from two different perspectives, that of Elle and Darian. Now, Elle lives a very normal teen life for a girl living with her stepfamily. She goes to school, she has a part-time job working at a vegan food truck called The Magic Pumpkin, and she also geeks out over her favorite characters and television shows. Elle happens to run a pretty famous fandom blog about Starfield, a 90s sci-fi TV show that she used to watch with her dad. He was such a big fan, in fact, that he created an entire convention dedicated to Starfield called ExcelsiCon. And when rumors spread about Starfield getting its own movie reboot, Elle could not be more excited. At least, she would be more excited if Darian Freeman, a very popular teen actor, soap opera actor, did not end up with her favorite character, the main character, Federation Prince Carmendor. After giving a very negative perspective on his acting skills on her blog, Elle starts to receive mystery texts from a mystery boy who is interested in playing the part of her very own Prince Carmendor. Darian Freeman is the new teen actor who is feeling the weight of the fandom coming from the Starfield fans. While trying to back out of his duties for the Starfield cosplay contest at ExcelsiCon, he looks up the chairman's phone number from the convention website. Only he finds out that instead of texting the actual chairman, he's texting Elle instead. Wanting to be a regular boy for just a little while longer instead of holding on to his celebrity status, he maintains a text conversation with her under the guise of none other than Carmendor. Cute, nerdy fun ensues as Elle and Darian both get ready to meet up at the convention. Now, Darian's castmates and Elle's stepsister have plans of their own as to how that night is going to go. This delightful book is the first in a series called Once Upon a Con, and it combines fairy tale elements with fun nerd culture. So look for more nerdy references and other swoon-worthy characters in book number 2, The Princess and the Fangirl, as well as book number 3, Bookish and the Beast. Our next story is a little bit different. We have Sleeping Beauty, and our book is called Briar Rose, and it is by Jane Yolen. Jane Yolen's Briar Rose retells the fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty in the most unlikeliest of ways. It is a historical fiction that takes fairy tales and puts it into history, and takes history and turns it into a fairy tale. Jane Yolen transforms the tale of your sleeping princess and turns it into a very dark and grim and sad revelation that happens in history. Like many children, Becca loved when her grandmother told stories. Her favorite story was of Briar Rose, a sleeping curse, and the cruel fairies with black boots emblazoned with silver eagles. Now, when Becca's grandmother passed away, her last words were as cryptic as they were stunning. "I am Briar Rose." Becca had no idea what her grandma was saying, but she still promised her that she would find her grandmother's castle. To fulfill this promise, Becca heads off to Poland to find the castle that her grandmother spoke about as a child and learn more about this woman who told such wonderful stories. Following documents and other clues that were stringing along other clues that were left behind, Becca uncovers an entire history and story of how her grandmother survived the concentration camps during the Holocaust. She meets up how her grandmother met up with her gay Prince Charming and found her way all the way to America. This novel it renders one very dark and twisting path that showcases how life can be its own fairy tale. So make sure you pick up Briar Rose by Jane Yolen the next time that you want a little bit of fairy tale in your history. Next we have The Little Mermaid. We have Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. There is magic in the water with some ink and dark secrets. Before there was a little mermaid who fell in love with her prince and made the bargain to become human, there were 3 friends. One who was feared, one who was royal, and one who is dead. Evie is a fisherman's daughter, and she's also a secret witch who has been an outcast in her fishing village ever since her best friend Anna drowned as a child. And no amount of magic is going to bring her best friend back to life, or the magic back into her life. Even Evie's continued friendship with Prince Nick has led to new problems as they grow older, and his time to choose a bride comes nearer and nearer. One day, while they are out on the water, Prince Nick ends up going overboard and almost drowns. But he's saved by a beautiful blonde mystery girl. A mystery girl who looks a lot like Anna, Evie's best friend from childhood. But Anna's dead, and this girl has a fishtail? Soon after, a young and beautiful blonde-haired girl named Annette has shown up, and she wants to compete to be Nick's bride. Now, Nick, Evie, and Annette soon become a very determined friendship trio, but storm weather is approaching, and there's magic in the air. Is Annette really Anna, back from the dead? Can Evie keep her witchcraft a secret? Well, who's Nick going to choose to be his bride? His longtime best friend? Or this new girl who has come and bewitched him? The last story that I'm going to bring to you is one you may not be familiar with. It is called Thorn, and it is by Intisar Khanani, and it is a retelling of The Goose Girl. This lesser-known tale is about a young princess who is betrothed to a foreign prince. She has a talking horse, and on her way to her new home to meet her new husband, she is betrayed by her maidservant and is forced to switch identities. Now the maid is masquerading as the princess, and the princess is being forced to work elsewhere at the prince's castle. And she finds work as a goose girl. In Thorn, we meet Princess Elira, who has had absolutely no control over her life. She has to obey all of the whims of her brother and her mother. Otherwise, she has to face the consequences of her brother's fists. Now, Elira has been chosen to be the wife of a rich and foreign prince. So she sets off on her horse along with her servants, and she heads out. Along the way, she is attacked and betrayed with magic. She switches both her voice as well as her body with that of her maidservants. Now she is cursed to never speak of this to anyone. So Elira has to decide. Does she speak up and die? Or does she take this chance to start a brand new life in a foreign land where no one knows her? So Elira decides that she will continue on as the imposter princess's servant to the new land. There she has to learn how to navigate her new body as well as learn the new language of this new land so that she can make a living. There she takes on the name Thorina, which the townspeople can't pronounce, so they shorten it to Thorn, and Thorn has to learn the language there, a new craft, and she becomes a goose girl. So, will the prince notice the change, that his wife is not really who he thinks she is? Is Thorn going to enjoy her new life as a goose girl? Or will meeting the prince change her mind? You are going to fall in love with all of these fairy tale retellings. We have The Beast Within by Serena Valentino. We have Cress, book number 3 in the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. Geekerella, the Cinderella retelling by Ashley Poston. Briar Rose by Jane Yolen. The Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. And of course, we have Thorn by Intisar Khanani. Hopefully, you will pick up a copy of each of these, and you will read happily ever after. And we'll see you next time at the library.